People of the verse, hello and welcome to this channel. This is the Eradicator, and today we are going to address the elephant in the room. We are going to talk about the main reason why we don't have Star Citizen Alpha 3.9 in the PTU right now. It is still in Evocati, not in Wave 1, and it has been like this for quite some time. It is already April 13th, so already release date is way overdue. Now, I know there's the current ongoing sanitary situation right now that delays things, and that's totally okay, but let's also not forget that in the latest Pillow Talk show, Chris Robert did say that he did expect 3.9 to be delayed anyway because he wants this patch to be not in the most playable way possible. He wants the patch to be as polished as possible because he wants to give players a good experience. He did say that was not exactly those words, of course, but this is what he meant. So 3.9 would have been delayed anyway. Now, is that an excuse for something a little bit different? And this is what we are going to talk about here, because there are several reports from different sources. You can find them on Reddit. This has been confirmed by Evocati, who have talked to me directly as well, that as of right now, in the current builds of Star Citizen Alpha 3.9 and since the very beginning of the Evocati phase, there has been some serious desync issues, and this is the real blocker that CIG is not communicating about. And I think that this is a problem. I think this is a problem first because they always say that the Star Citizen is open development and that they want to be as transparent as possible. So I think that CIG here needs to address what is going on with desync. How far are they from fixing the problems? Why can't they fix the problem? What are their possible solutions? What is, if there is a possible timeline? We want to know what is going on. And as of right now, CIG has not been talking about those desync issues, which I think is a shame. I think that us, the backers, deserve to know what is going on. Yes, we are entitled to transparency and the truth because that is why we are here. That's what we signed up for. It's not just Star Citizen, it's the whole experience of being part of the development of that game that we've always been dreaming about. The other thing that I would like to address here is, once again, I think it is a shame that we have to rely on leaks from various different sources to be informed, and then various content creators on YouTube or other platforms are talking about it. I think that it is not our job. It is not my job as a YouTube content creator to talk about these things. I think that, again, we should have clarifications on the forums. Now, what does that entail? I think that this entails a more serious problem here, and we are going to talk about, unfortunately, we're going to talk about server-side object container streaming. Now, for those of you who didn't know yet, the first iteration of object container streaming that we've had in Star Citizen Alpha 3.8 back at the end of last year was a very early version, almost like a prototype version that they decided to rush for the release of 3.8. Why? I think that they did that mostly because of communication issues. They wanted to say, hey guys, we're making progress, look at us, we're delivering on stuff that we have been talking about for quite some time. They've been promising that Microtech would be able to make its way. They managed to get us a version of Microtech, which is very empty, right? It doesn't have its interiors yet. And we're seeing, we're going to talk about it for a couple of minutes about the problems that they are encountering right now with the interiors of Microtech. But they did manage to get us a very stripped down version of the verse that we used to have, guys. Remember that a lot of content that we used to have are not here anymore. We no longer have interdictions, for example. Some of the rest stops have not come back. We also no longer have all of those combat interdiction beacons. All of these are gone, and I think that it's a shame because that was a lot of gameplay that we were able to enjoy in the past and that we don't have anymore. They had to get rid of them so that servers could be able to manage all of these new data, all of the new play environment that was brought with the implementation of Microtech. Again, it was a communication tool. They've been promising that Microtech will be making its way on in 3.8. Technically, it is there. There is absolutely nothing to do apart from maybe mining, which is what you are seeing in this footage here. So this wasn't done without its whole load of issues, and this is what we are seeing right now with Star Citizen Alpha 3.9, because now is the moment of truth, guys. It is the day of reckoning, because we are having those interiors, we're having all of those news assets that are being put into the verse, we're having those extra moons, we're having those extra outposts, combat beacon are back at the same time, and they have to attune all of those improvements to server-side object container streaming. I think that 3.9 is going to bring the real object container streaming that we were originally supposed to have, or that Chris was hoping to bring us to Star Citizen Alpha 3.8. It is going to 3.9, and this is the reason why it takes so much time. It requires a lot of tunings, it requires a lot of adjustments, and this is what's going on, which is why a lot of people are comparing right now the current situation with how it was when Star Citizen Alpha 3.9, let me say it again, how it was when Star Citizen Alpha 3.3 went live. I don't know if you guys remember, but when we had the very first iteration of object container streaming back in Q3 2018 or 2017, I don't know, it was a couple of years ago, obviously. My memory is failing me, guys. But when we had that very first iteration of object container streaming, the Evocatis were also testing that patch for a very long time. 3.3 was delayed quite a bit also. Why? That is because they also had some serious performance issues. It's not just server issues, but also client-side issues, and we are seeing exactly the same. So that's why we should expect a lot of different patches. Same as soon as we get to wave 1, I think that it is going to stay in the P2. It's not going to go live for quite some time, because they are going to have to test it a lot to make sure that the build is stable with all of these improvements from server-side object container streaming. So this, guys, is the real reason. This is the elephant in the room. It is server-side object container streaming, and all of the modifications, all of the improvements that they are doing to make sure that it can manage all of the new assets that are being brought to us in Star Citizen Alpha 3.9. Please tell me in the comments down below what you guys think. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm completely off the mark also, please tell me in the comments down below. You know, guys, that I read all of your comments. It's difficult for me to answer the comments, of course, but I do read all of them. I do take it under consideration. If you want to join the discussion, of course, you can also join the Patreon page. Patrons get access to my Discord channel and exclusive giveaways like a $100 gift card this month. So that could be also a good way to join the fun. Speaking of Patreons, guys, it is now time to answer a question from one of the Patreons who support me on the crowdfunding website Patreon. And this is a question from Captain Carrot, who asks, "Hi Irad, I hope that all is well with you and your family. I noticed that you haven't posted any videos for a few days, so I thought I would drop a line to check on your welfare and let you know your community are thinking of others at these difficult times. All the best, Captain Carrot." Captain Carrot, that is very thoughtful. Thank you so much for the very nice message. Now, it's true that on Saturday I did not post a video, and that's because usually Saturday is my day off, so I'm kind of a remote worker actually. But at the same time, I don't work so many hours per day. So if I want to have a full-time contract, I need to work 6 days a week, which is why I tend to have Saturday as my day off. And when the thing is that, you know, last Saturday the weather was absolutely terrible, and I had to take care of the kids for the entire day, so I did not have time to make a video, Captain Carrot, on Saturday. So that's why I'm trying to give you guys a video every day, but sometimes I'm out of the very busy. So when I publish a video on Saturdays, I usually record a video in advance and I schedule it for Saturday. But last week, because of the current situation, there's a lot of demand for my work. I'm super busy with my work. I've been super busy with my work lately. I know I shouldn't boast about it because a lot of you guys are really struggling, and really all my thoughts goes to all of you guys who are having troubles right now with the ongoing situation. But yeah, so I've been very busy with work, and I've had to take care of the kids, so that's why I could not do a video on Saturday. But I'm trying, guys. But yeah, on Saturdays, yeah, it's possible that sometimes, occasionally, there won't be any videos on Saturdays. Yeah, so that's the answer why, Captain Carl. But we're doing all right. Fortunately, I live in Taiwan. Taiwan is maybe right now the best place to be when it comes to how the situation is being handled. So I am very blessed to be here, and I know that for all of you out there in America, Australia, and Europe, it is not easy, but I'm trying my best to keep you guys entertained and think about other things with all of this content. So yeah, hopefully we'll get through, right? We'll get through this. Anyway, guys, that's all for this video. Also, speaking of giveaways, of course, I'm giving away an Origin M50 with lifetime insurance. All you have to do, the case of winning, is to be a subscriber of this channel and to comment to any videos posted this month. The winner will be announced early May. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Tomorrow we'll have another exciting video, which is actually based on a question from another Patreon, Joby Robertson, who asked me, what do I find the most exciting about 3.9? So that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. Stay tuned to the channel, guys. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button again for dailies, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. This is the Eradicator. I'm signing out.